Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum students. I hope everyone is fine. I am Aisha from Department of English, APS Ordnance Road. Today we will do Unit 6, the Quaid's Vision and Pakistan. The objectives of this lesson are that you will be able to read and understand the text, analyze the Quaid's vision and interpret his quotes, answer the comprehension questions, learn participatory citizenship and peaceful coexistence. Before we move to the reading and explanation, watch this introduction. Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah, the great leader and founder of Pakistan, was a great leader in true sense. He led the diverse Muslims of subcontinent to the struggle of a separate homeland. He was profoundly concerned for his nation as well as for Pakistan. His goal was not only the achievement of Pakistan but to stabilize the nation and the state. For the accomplishment of this mission, he undertook countrywide tours at the cost of his health. He strived for the unity of the masses and the welfare of Pakistan and its people. Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah's vision of Pakistan is truly a guideline for us. Through his different quotes, we get his message of hope and courage, determination. He was always certain that Pakistan came into being to stay forever. We also learn about his ideology of Pakistan, which was based on the two-nation theory. Quaid-e-Azam had a strong faith in Islam, and he always believed that Islamic principles will certainly lead to a responsible Muslim society. By following his advice, we can face the current challenges successfully. Let's start reading an explanation. Paragraph number 1. During the early and difficult times of Pakistan's emergence, Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah undertook a countrywide tour. He aimed at raising people's spirit. He said, and I quote, "Do not be overwhelmed by the enormity of the task," he said in a speech at Lahore. There are many examples in the history of young nations building themselves up by the sheer determination and force of character. You are made of sterling material and second to none. Keep up your morale. Do not be afraid of death. We should face it bravely to save the honor of Pakistan and Islam. Do not do your duty and have faith in Pakistan. It has come to stay. In this paragraph, we learned that Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah took countrywide tour to prepare his nation for the enormous task of building the new country with courage and determination. He referred to the history and he emphasized that they could also do it successfully. He showed that he had faith in their abilities and in the existence of Pakistan. Let's move to the vocabulary of the paragraph. Emergence means gradual beginning. Overwhelmed is affected deeply or emotional. Enormity is challenging and seriousness. Sheer is absolute or complete. Determination is firmness and resolute. Sterling is excellent of a very high quality. Morale is confidence or enthusiasm. Let's move to the questions. Why did the Qaid have to take long tours during early days of independence? What did he advise to raise people's spirit during his countrywide tour? So you're supposed to answer these questions after reading this paragraph. Let's move to the paragraph number 2. The entire journey of the great leader's struggle for a separate homeland for the Muslims of the subcontinent was based on the pivot of the Muslim unity and oneness of a nation. He talked about Pakistan in such clear terms that a common man could understand it. We are a nation, he affirmed, the 3 years before the birth of Pakistan, with our own distinctive culture and civilization, language and literature, art and architecture, names and nomenclature, sense of values and proportion, legal laws and moral codes, custom and calendar, history and tradition, aptitude and ambitions. In short, we have our own distinctive outlook on life. In this paragraph, we learn about the Qaid's concept of a nation, that he explained it in a clear and simple way for everyone to understand. He enlisted how Muslims are distinct in each sphere of life, along with the strong emphasis on the unity of nation. Let's move to the vocabulary. Pivot in this paragraph means central point. Affirmed means declared or stated with emphasis. Nomenclature is the system of naming things. Proportion is part or amount. Aptitude is natural ability. Distinctive is individual or distinguish. Outlook is viewpoint. Moving to the questions. Why did the Qaid want the oneness of the whole nation? What was the reason there? What was the Qaid's concept of our nation, which is given clearly in this paragraph? Move to the third paragraph. The ideology of Pakistan was based on the fundamental principle that the Muslims are an independent nation. Any attempt to merge their national and political identity will be strongly resisted. In this third paragraph, you can see that the very basis of Pakistan's ideology is explained, which refers to the two nation theory. It is obvious that Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah explained it in detail and in a very common and simple language for everyone to understand. And he also warned other nations, especially Hindus and the others who were in authority, the British, that there should be no attempt to merge these nations because it is simply not possible. They are really distinct and distinguished. Moving to the vocabulary, fundamental means very important or basic. Ideology is a system of ideas which forms basis for a political theory. Resisted is opposed or refused. Let's go to the questions. What was the ideology of Pakistan in view of Quaid-e-Azam? Moving on to the paragraph number 4. Quaid-e-Azam was a man of strong faith and belief. He firmly believed that the new emerging state of Pakistan based on Islamic principles would reform the society as a whole. In his Eid message, September 1945, Quaid-e-Azam said, and I quote, Islam is a complete code of regulating the whole Muslim society, every department of life collectively and individually. In this paragraph, it is explained that the Qaid was a firm believer and was certain that Islamic principles will reform the Muslim society and lead us in every field of life completely, whether it is individually or collectively. We know it already, and Qaid Azam is emphasizing it so that it is clearly believed by the people as well that Pakistan is going to be uh, built on the principles of Islam. Vocabulary is reform means improve or change, regulating is controlling. The question is, what can be the possible solution to our present problems? Let's move to the paragraph number 5. Paragraph number 5. Today, the Qaid's Pakistan is facing numerous challenges. We have forgotten how much struggle Muslims had made under the dynamic leadership of Quaid-e-Azam, Muhammad Ali Jinnah. We can overcome our present difficulties by following the Qaid's golden motto: faith, unity, and discipline. We can make our nation strong by remembering his advice to the youth. It is now up to you to work, work, and work, and we are bound to succeed. In this paragraph, we see the current picture of Pakistan, that it is facing many serious challenges only because we have forgotten the sacrifices made by the Muslims of subcontinent during the struggle for the separate homeland. People of Pakistan have also neglected Qaid's advice, so it is time to recognize the efforts made during the struggle for independence and also obey the Qaid's advice for better Pakistan and better future. The difficult words of the paragraph are numerous, that means many. Dynamic means positive and energetic. The questions are we working according to the expectations of the great leader? How can we become a strong nation? What is the result of neglecting the advice of the Qaid? Moving on to the recap, in this chapter, we learned that Qaid-e-Azam took countrywide tours to stabilize and raise people's spirit in the beginning when Pakistan came into being. In second paragraph, we see that he gave us the concept of nation, Muslim unity, and he also talked about the oneness of whole nation. In third paragraph, we learn about the ideology of Pakistan that was based on two nation theory. In fourth paragraph, we see that how he emphasized on adapting Islamic principles for developing a responsible Muslim society. In last paragraph, we see the consequences we are facing currently and their solutions that lie in the Qaid's advice. Thank you. If you still have some questions, you can ask me. Thank you.